Ciao! Buongiorno! Today I am preparing tramezzini. Tramezzini is a sort of Italian sandwich, but it's special, as every recipe of every country, of course. So if you have been to Italy, you may have tried them. They're very soft. I love them, they're yummy. And there are, as for every sandwich, you can do it in 1,000 ways. You can put in there whatever you want. I have a recipe from my mother that she always prepared. Funny thing is that you can use the same basic sauce recipe for a rice salad, which I also love. I will do it soon in another video, but if instead of taking the toast, now you make rice, Italian rice, you cook it, and then you put the sauce in it and leave it there for 2 hours, 3 hours, just to absorb the aromas. It's perfect. For summer, a cold rice salad is wonderful. But again, today, tramezzino. And I will start with just showing you the bread. This is not sponsored. This is the bread I'm using. Normally we do have special tramezzino bread, which is white bread without a crust, but it's very difficult to find here in Switzerland. So I have this, it's toast without the crust, so we can use that. But first of all, we have to prepare the sauce. I start with a bowl, which is far too big, I know, but it's the only one, the only transparent one I have, so you can see what I do. We need a cutting board, and we can start with whatever we want. I'll start with 2 eggs. Boiled eggs. I hope you can find them already hard-boiled in your grocery stores in your country. If not, take the 10 minutes to boil them. They are very fresh. And the shell is difficult to take off. It means they are fresh. Not freshly boiled, but fresh eggs. And I always make sure to take off because they have a second skin just at the bottom of the eggs. And I don't like that when I have it in my mouth, so I take it off. I'll take another one. So if you think about diversity, I'm politically correct. I have a pink one, a blue one, and a green one. Okay, hours later. This is a very old instrument that is very useful. And if you don't have one, you just cut the eggs. first thing done. Then we need some tomatoes, pomodori. Queste sono uova sode. Those are boiled eggs. E adesso prendiamo i pomodori. Pomodoro means golden apple. Don't ask why, but that's the name. I realize I'm cutting with my pinky outside, just like a very poshy British person at tea time. That's how I cut the tomatoes. And depending on the size of the tomatoes, you should have more or less the same quantity of eggs and tomatoes. So I'm making, those are small ones. Are they called bush tomatoes? Put it in the bowl. Excellent. Then we need some capers, capperi, cut them a little bit. I don't like capers when they are big, or just the whole flower, because they are flower buds, it's nothing else. But if you keep the whole bud, the whole caper, when you then bite on it, it has, I love to have an explosion of taste in my mouth, but not that size of an explosion. So I always cut them in smaller pieces, just to reduce the amount of explosion. Then we take the tuna. I love Rio Mare, which is an Italian brand. As always, this is not sponsored, so it's just my personal preference. What they said in their advertisement years ago, I don't even know if they still say it, but they were saying così tenero che si taglia con un grissino, which means it's so soft that you can cut it with a grissino. I hope you know what a grissino is. And that's true. And they have good olive oil. So if you want to use Rio Mare, go ahead. If not, you just use what you want, but make sure it's a quality tuna with quality oil. We take off the big amount of oil, but if there is some left in, you just put it into the bowl. Voila. This is where we are at now. Then we need some lemon. 2 people, the tramezzini I'm making. So you can use a good amount of lemon, becomes fresher. So half a lemon minimum. Then we need some salt. And my daughter brought me from Isola d'Elba, which is an Italian island. She brought me this lemon with salt with lemon in it, and I love it. So this is exactly the recipe where you can add this special kind of salt, but normally you just use salt. No worries. Some pepper. Vai. Hai fame?
Sì, si sentirà lì.
Bene. And our last ingredient is mayonnaise. And we're done. So the tomato are losing a bit of their water. The tuna has a little bit of oil. And the lemon juice and the mayonnaise are sort of liquid. So you mix it and then you have this cream. Chunky sauce. Good. Second step. Take the bread. And tramezzini normally have 3 levels. So this is the structure. You take the bread, you put the sauce, put the bread, put the sauce, put the bread, and then you cut it in a triangle. The point is, this sauce is so chunky that it falls out of it. So I'm doing just 2 levels. Four of them. And normally when you prepare them, just let them sit for 2 hours. I will not do it because I'm dying by hunger by now, but normally if you let them rest for 2 hours, then the bread really soaks up the liquid and it becomes even better. And if you put them in the fridge, you can keep them there for a day, so for the next day. In very hot summer days, I wouldn't recommend to keep it even longer, also because the bread then is so soaked with the liquid that it becomes not good. But for a day you can keep it in the fridge. And if you have a little bit left over, just do it like me. Good. Then we have to cover them. push a bit from the top so they stick well together, and then cut them in triangles. My daughter is already waiting.
It smells nice.
Yeah, it smells nice and it's ready. We can eat in 2 minutes. And just have to say, è pronto, buon appetito. There we go.